Liar, liar, lie. Oh, liar, liar, lie. Oh, liar, liar, lie. Oh, liar, liar, lie. Oh, would you take me out?
What was the question? How do I create a body with a voice? I didn't really think about that. They told me just be yourself, so I used my own voice and my own personality and just poured myself into the character that they created with their artwork. I left that up to them. But yeah, I enjoyed the process. I like working alone. I don't know what that says about me. I guess I'm much more of a...
Better stop.
I know.
So I just think that maybe shed a little light on this, which is that for each of these actors, the challenge and the opportunity of doing these films is that they allow for an enormous amount of improvisation. And I think the reason why people always see so much of these amazing actors in these films is because the animators embrace that improvisation, the directors do, and to have them in a very safe place, alone in a recording studio, and really freeing them to try many, many different things is why I think these films are so special and why they capture the talent of these artists. And even when it comes to how the film is adapted, there's an enormous amount of improvisation that he has brought to the film. And I hate the word dubbing because I think it demeans the contribution that has been made by the Italian cast in adapting this film here, because they're not just replicating word for word, vocal from vocal, what the actors have done. They're bringing their own interpretation to it, and that's what a great director does here in adapting the film.
If I may, it's interesting, and I don't know whether the casting person had anything to do with this. I've never asked him. But each actor, myself included, was asked by the director when we went into the room, because the microphone, and there's nothing else in the room but the director and the writer and the sound behind the glass. You're doing it over and over again. Jeff said you're trying to keep different voice. Before we started, they said we have a camera above you, and it records you during the session. It's a film camera. Victor,
Yeah, we've been doing it for decades.
It ain't a bad idea. It's a very good idea, because when you're acting, even if it's just your microphone, you use your hands without knowing it. Your face changes, whatever, you're not aware of it. They then give that film of what you've done to the design standards, to the animators, and the animators then build, as they did, I certainly know with Jack, they built that character around the performance that he was creating. In fact, the character that he was creating, even though they had the image of the panda, whatever he was doing was fused with that image. And that's interesting. And that may be the beginning of very sophisticated animation. In other words, I think you start to go into my imagination, you'll start to do caricatures, say like Donier did with lawyers and judges. I mean, it's extraordinary the possibility.
Prego. Devo fare una domanda per Mr. Katzenberg, sono Gabriele Niola, Guardia Italia. Volevo sapere, recentemente lei si è lamentato della troppo lenta adozione delle sale da parte della tecnologia 3D. Volevo sapere se la situazione la ritiene ancora assolutamente insoddisfacente in previsione del 2009 e quali tra i tre standard che stanno proponendo secondo lei ha un modello di business abbastanza efficiente da potersi stabilire competitivo.
Well, so I think there is a standard that has been accepted on a worldwide basis. is a very, very high standard that we're very, very comfortable with in terms of projection and glasses. The rate of adapting digital and therefore 3D into cinemas remains a big issue and a challenge. There is momentum to it. There is, some very good...
A quale standard fa riferimento? Parla del RLD?
Yeah, well, there are several systems, and RealD is the one that has been most highly deployed to date and has worked flawlessly. Dolby has a system. There are a handful of them out there. They all achieve the same results for us. In terms of the movie theaters, the rate of adaption of 3D is not as fast as I would like, but we're in this for the long term. And again, if you go back and you look at the transition, whether it was from silent film to sound or from black and white to color, these did not happen overnight. They happened over a handful of years, and it will be the case here. But since Dreamworks Monsters vs. Alien is the first film, obviously, I remain concerned about, on a worldwide basis, will we be able to bring this to audiences as widely as we would hope, we had hoped to do in this, and that's the question.
Io volevo chiedere, ho una curiosità per Jack Black. Si parla spesso di lei come il nuovo John Belushi e il Panda in qualche maniera ricorda un po' una persona un po' tonda però di una grandissima agilità. È un paragone che le onora, che la diverte essere paragonata a questa icona del cinema contemporaneo.
Yeah, I love John Belushi. It's a big inspiration for me, and I think back to the early days of Saturday Night Live and the contribution he made to comedy, American comedy. I can't really say that I am carrying that torch. He was like a real maverick. I don't think I'm doing anything as new as he was back then, but I loved his work. So yeah, that's a great compliment.
Speriamo che il Panda canti nei prossimi episodi. Prego, pubblica
la
stampa.
stampa. Voglio chiedere a Mr. Katzenberg una cosa, siccome aveva parlato di omaggio alla Cina, è inevitabile quindi chiedergli in questo momento appunto come vede questo paese che come sappiamo è al centro di polemiche enormi, boicottaggi, le Olimpiadi, e quindi appunto se ci parlava di come si inserisce questo omaggio in questo particolare momento per quel paese.
I think that we've spent 5 years making a film that, as I said, I think is a celebration of all of many things that are quite wonderful about China, I think that the issues facing the country today. There are issues facing every single country. We all have political issues. This movie is not a political film. Right now it just opened this past weekend in China. I'm thrilled that audiences in China are getting an opportunity to see our work. It's been very well received there. And I hope that, the children of China, have an opportunity to enjoy it as much as people in the rest of the world.
Benissimo, il nostro tempo a disposizione è scaduto. Io ringrazio Jeffrey Katzenberg, Fabio Volo, Dustin Hoffman e Jack Black per la loro presenza.
Won't you take me out?